Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I've been working last month or so on the 1932 Aston Martin for my kid. We sold his MonoWasp this past spring, so time to build him a new cart, the one that he can actually fit in and be comfortable driving. So let me show you where we are on this. I've already got the frame pretty much done, ready to put the floor in it, and I'm going to show you some of the details on that now. Okay, so everything starts with a plan, and this is my basic Viscount Vincent chassis plan. I've made a few notes on where we've deviated from that, so it's a little bit narrower from this plan. So this is my original chassis plan. My current Viscount Vincent is 16 inches. This is going to be 17 at the front, 22 at the seat, and roughly 24 right behind the seat. So the widest part of the frame is 24. We've actually notched it and made it square. The measurement from the front of the frame to the axle is 76 inches, which gives it a 64-inch wheelbase. Everything else is pretty much the same. This is going to be an Aston Martin LM. This is the inspiration car. This is one of the chassis that raced in period in 32. This has been rebodied with a street car body, so it doesn't have that bow tail. So here's a side view of it. It has sort of a gas tank, kind of like the Aston Martin International might have had. But this is definitely the Le Mans version with a street car body on it. So here's the CycleKart rendering. I've deviated a little bit from this frame. It's not raised up like that, but it does have a little bit of a curve. So let me show you what that looks like on the actual car. So I made a template and just cut the 1x3 chassis. So I notched it a little bit here, maybe an inch, and of course it arches down at the front. Made these little spring shackles out of 1-inch plate, welded it all up to make it nice and clean. So this is going to get a piece of bodywork on the front here and cover this all up. This is my new front suspension drop axle. Normally I have this made locally, but Renegade CycleKarts, Mark Parnell decided that he could make this for me. We worked together on the design. He basically took my drawings and made new, better, improved versions of them. Very nice kingpins, and the spindles are super nice. We're redesigning this a little bit because it's a little too low, so we're going to raise this up to where it's more the height up here so that the tie rod can come out above the frame. Right now you can see it's a little bit below the frame, which is not where we want it to be. So we wanted to raise it up a couple inches to put it up above the frame. So again, this is my typical frame, just like all my other carts, basic same frame design. Changed a little bit back here because we are going to run a differential, so I've added these extra frame gussets. You do need that for the differential, so it's going to require 4 bearings back here. And on the Viscount Vincent, the frame, there was a offset bushing that was made by Vintage Car Co. to offset the motor to the center. This one doesn't matter. We've got enough room back here that the motor can be offset a little bit to the right, which this is about 2 1/4 inches to the right, and still have room to fit it inside the frame. So these pieces back here are still going to be cut off. Once I get the bodywork going, I may need these for the bodywork to mount it, so I'm leaving them on there for now. So the next thing on this is probably going to get the floor put in it, so we can get the steering all set up and get rocking on that. So, but let me show you the dimensions of this front axle. So this is a nice drawing I had my guy at the office make up. Pretty simple, so it's a 5/8 or 3/4 inch depending on the wheels you're running. There's all kind of the information on the setup as far as the Ackerman, the caster, kingpin inclination. So it's up to you if you want to run negative or positive camber. We do recommend 6 to 7 degrees of caster, so it goes straight down the road. And the kingpin inclination helps with the scrub radius quite a lot. And this is a drawing that Mark, one of the early drawings Mark came out. I think it might be slightly changed from this. But Mark's a great guy. Renegade CycleKarts in Oklahoma. He's making these parts for me. He even made these little plates for the wheels. And he's making a Zeus adapter for me right now. I sent some of Zeus's ATV hubs to him. He's making an adapter to make them work. So the springs on this are from Ingles Coat Shop, and this is what's left over after you've taken the springs apart. So I'm taking off the little helper spring, and these are buggy seat springs. So normally they would come assembled. The other piece would be up here, sort of a deal. So it'd be like 2 springs kind of bolted together. Do recommend going and buy these things in bulk. You're going to need a lot of nuts and bolts, nylocks. I went to the store today and bought about 16 2-inch by 5/16 bolts. These are like $6 a box. Instead of paying 20 cents each, you can buy them 100 at a time, a whole lot cheaper. So this frame's coming together. I'm going to show you a little bit of video of working on it a little bit. So real basic right now. but it's a great start, super strong. I even put a little reinforcement down here. As we go along, I'll show you what I'm doing with the brakes. I'm putting a Suzuki Sport Bike brake system in it, so it's really strong. One of the guys on the CycleKart group has some really strong brakes on his Maserati and his Ferrari. And if you know which guy is the Maserati and the Ferrari, you already know Dave up in Washington, a great guy. He helped me with just letting me know what kind of brakes he's using. I drove his cart once and nearly threw me over the steering wheel how good his brakes work. So hopefully we'll have similar results. Yeah, so that's it on video 1 for the 1932 Aston Martin CycleKart build. I didn't get into a whole lot of detail on this. I've already done this video basically twice already with the Viscount Vincent version, and then my dad's Duesenberg. The frame is basically the same, not a whole lot of new information. So as I go through this, as I'm doing new stuff, I'll go ahead and take a video of that and put that together for you guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all the feedback. A lot of you guys send me messages and request parts lists and things like that. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to show you, the parts list. So a lot of guys ask me for lists. So what I'm doing on this build, I'm actually making a comprehensive list of everything I buy on this thing. And I'll make this available to you. It's a work in progress. Some of these things I already have, but I'm putting the values of them already on here. So I will tell you that some of the places I bought have been great. In particular, NR Racing. I bought the Stage 2 hop-up kit for this cart with the muffler and a few other things. And they're super great. They called me like 10 minutes after I placed my order, said, hey, one of these things was on back order. Can we modify the order? And I said, yeah, well, we can change the header or the muffler. And it really worked out well. They communicated well with me. So if you need to use some hop-up parts, NR Racing's fantastic for that. So these are the places. That's where I got the differential. That's where MFG Supply has a lot of the Azusa go-kart parts. They're cheaper than Azusa. Ingles Coat Shop. That's where I got the springs. So yeah, they're not cheap. Nothing here right now is cheap. Everything's kind of, pricing's crazy right now. Some things are not even available. So even steel, what did I spend on steel? One 10-foot stick of steel was $38, about double what it was a year ago. So that's always fun. So that's it for the first part of this video series, the Aston Martin 1932 Le Mans. This video series might be a little bit abbreviated. I feel like I've already shown you all what I do. What I'm going to do is when I do something different or different from my previous builds, I'll go ahead and make a little video of it. For example, the brakes that this cart is going to get are different. I've never done these brakes before. And a few other things, the steering setup and a couple other bits. So stay tuned. We'll have some more coming up, hopefully pretty quickly. We want to get this thing on the road and going to Wilcox, a 24-hour race in October 2021. So again, thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching, thanks for all the questions you guys send my way. Thanks for reaching out to me on Facebook, and I really appreciate it. You guys have a great day. Thanks.